Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Batgirl issue 28. Finally, not a tie-in of something, because Batgirl has been tied in so many times over the couple of months. 0 Year, Villains Month, all these different things. We've had tie-ins or just missed issue of Batgirl and had to skip a month. So, very happy to see a regular story arc going on again in Batgirl. But before I start talking about this, just want to give you guys a little update. Finally, we have Comic Frontline that's officially launched now, so be sure to subscribe. Of course, I'll have annotation for that. And, of course, I have Comic Uno episode 35, and that's the show I review all the comics I read this week in one show on Comic Frontline, and here are those exclusive comics. We got Bunker, issue 1. Marvel Knights X-Men, issue 5, right? Yeah. No, issue 4. Issue 5 is the last one. Alright, Forever Evil Rogues Rebellion, issue 5. Smallville Alien, issue 3. I don't have the sheet of paper with me, but I'm going to write it down after this video, but Bunker, issue 1. Wolverine and the X-Men, issue 41. And Nightwing, issue 28. So a lot of exclusive comics this week for Comic Uno episode 35. But let's talk about Batgirl issue 28. I love these covers of Batgirl. I love the painting style we get. The only thing I was nervous about is that we got a vampire thing going on here. So I was like, is Barbara going to turn into a vampire in this issue? I really hope not. But I'm going to warn you guys, there's vampire stories here, but Barbara doesn't turn into a vampire. Thank God. But really cool cover. Didn't totally get me excited for this story arc, but again, I'm just glad to have a regular Batgirl story arc, because this is really one of my favorite series out right now, because I am a big Barbara Gordon fan. So, cool cover. Concept, but really cool art. Let's see what's going on in the story, though. Alright, so in this issue, we do get to see a vampire, but not really a vampire. He's literally just crazy. And he thinks he's pretty much a vampire hunter. And he thinks that the Bat people, the Bat family, are vampires because they're out at night. So he's just literally crazy. He wants to kill Barbara. And he does see Barbara because Barbara is actually teaming up with Styx, I think her name is. She's an assassin that now is part of the Birds of Prey. Yeah, her name is Strix. We've seen her before in this series. She's a good person, a little confusing. She's mute, actually, so we don't hear her talk, but we do get to see her emotions through the art, which actually proves that the art's really good for this series, because we do get to see those emotions through even a person with just a mask on. So I thought that was interesting. They're trying to find this missing person, and we find out this vampire hunter actually stole the missing girl. And Barbara, in the end, there's a big cliffhanger, because Barbara and Strix, right? They are out of their costumes because they're going to approach the mother about her missing child, pretending to be a detective. And now the cops have her surrounded. So is she going to be able to get out of this, especially after the whole Commissioner Gordon story with the Wanted story, last story arc? But yeah, I thought this was a very solid issue. I love Batgirl. There's always those little moments you love, like, you know, Barbara going in her civvies doing some detective work. That cool cliffhanger that she was, you know, being surrounded by the cops. I thought that was a really good cliffhanger. Strix is a very interesting character, too. Like I was saying previously when I was describing the story, it's interesting we get to see her emotion just through a mask, and how she is kind of like a kid, but assassin kid, who really needs to learn a little bit more about life. And Barbara is even treating her a little bit like a child. The way she speaks to her is like, oh honey, I'm really sorry about that. I really like the dialogue in this issue, showing Barbara's softer side, I guess, in this issue with Strix. Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool team up. The only thing that makes it just a solid issue, because usually Batgirl's like pick of the week, or very close to being pick of the week. And this week it was high on my list, but nothing too special. I thought it was a little bit on the generic side with the vampire thing. Totally, you know, I like vampires, don't get me wrong. I love Vampire Diaries and all that. But in comics usually it doesn't work so well. But I like that was more of him being crazy than him thinking vampires existed. Because there's these goons or whatever in this issue, and they were wearing vampire mask to try to defeat Batgirl and everything, and they were just random thugs. And then this guy thought he was a vampire, so actually killed the thugs in the end. So it's interesting that he's crazy and vampires don't actually exist, which I think was interesting. But again, this villain is a little bit generic. The stolen child, a little generic, and I hope it gets out of the genericness, which they did try in this issue, at least in the next issue, because I saw this more as a one-shot than a 2-issue story arc, which it seems like it is going to be a 2-issue story arc. dark. But still a really good issue. I love this series, so I'm going to give it 4 stars. A little disappointing for a Batgirl series, but again, I just put it on so high standards. But this is still a very solid issue, and even though there's some generic stuff, they do make it original in some way with this issue. So I'm going to give it 4 stars. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and their end situations, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and I already said Twitter. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.